we need to be focused on staying the preeminent nation in the world, not this sort of sicking all these IRS agents on small businesses, because essentially that's what it was. And that's the way it was sold to the American public, is somehow they're going to make the rich, who are already paying far more than their so-called fair share, pay even more, was always preposterous.
Fox Business host Charles Payne believes that the richest individuals in the country are already paying their fair share in taxes. So everyone just shut up and stop complaining about them getting to take advantage of all sorts of deductions and all sorts of little tax manipulations that leads to them saving a ton on their taxes and paying far less percentage-wise of their income toward federal taxes. Now look, we've shown you the receipts on this a million times. We're gonna do it again, but before we do, I think it's kind of worth getting into more of what Charles Payne had to say here. So look, it's worth watching what he has to say and what he was responding to, which was a clip of Donald Trump stating that newly hired IRS agents should be reassigned to Border Patrol. Let's watch.
On day one, I immediately halted the hiring of any new IRS agents. You know, they hired or tried to hire 88,000 new workers to go after you, and we're in the process of developing a plan to either terminate all of them or maybe we'll move them to the border. I think we're going to move them to the border. Well, they're allowed to carry guns. You know, they're so strong on guns, but these people are allowed to carry guns, so we'll probably move them to the border.
No, Trump does A/B testing in real time. Maybe we'll move them to the border. Yeah. He sees that they like it. Yeah, we're gonna move them. We're gonna move them to the border.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, IRS agents are gonna do border security. Okay.
No, because those son bitches are coming in unaudited. Okay?
We gotta audit.
The minute they walk in, they might not have $1 in their pocket, but you're getting an audit. Okay, but the crowd liked it, so he's like, oh yeah, that's what we're gonna do. You took the words right out of my mouth. He tested that message right in front of us.
But I love, after the applause though, the look on his face, he's like, A/B testing, they approve, they will allow it. We're gonna do it, we're sending the IRS agents to the border. It's hilarious. Now look, he's not gonna send IRS agents to the border, but what he is serious about is the hiring freeze at the IRS. And he mentioned that there was 88,000 IRS agents hired, but that's actually not true. What he's likely referencing is an analysis that showed the increased resources to the IRS could potentially lead to the hiring of 80,000 new IRS agents. The report simply stated that the $80 billion IRS investment into the IRS, thanks to the Inflation Reduction Act, should allow for the IRS to hire more people. Now, Trump aside, let's circle back to what Payne said. First of all, we'll note that more funding that the IRS has, the more funding that the IRS has, the more they're able to, audit people who are actually dodging taxes to a significant sum of money. Taxes for low-income people, super easy to audit, not really complicated, right? Rich people, their taxes are way more complicated. So those audits are resource intensive. So for the longest time, the IRS didn't have those resources and they were mostly focused on auditing middle class and working class Americans, allowing for the richest tax dodgers to get away. Now, when the IRS is underfunded, that's what happens. Now, secondly, it's absolutely untrue that the richest Americans are paying their fair share in taxes. So there's so many ways that they can get around the system. We've talked about this a billion times before, but we'll give you some specific examples. So wages are taxed at a high rate. The top 25 wealthiest Americans reported $158 million in wages in 2018, according to the IRS data. That's a mere 1.1% of what they listed on their tax forms as their total reported income. The rest mostly came from dividends and the sale of stock, bonds, and other investments, which are taxed at lower rates compared to wages, right? So capital gains tax is a far lower percentage compared to federal income taxes. And so if that's where the bulk of your wealth is, you're obviously, and you cash out those stocks, you're not gonna pay the same amount in taxes as you would if you got that income from working a job and earning a salary. Now, Elon Musk, for example, in 2015, he paid $68,000 in federal income taxes.
Come on, man. I mean, this is just spitting in our face.
Oh my God, I'm gonna cry.
I'm
gonna cry. Yeah.
And now he might pay less. I mean, you remember Amazon 1 year paid $0, even though they're $1 trillion company. This is they're just robbing us blind. You, on the other hand, have to pay your full share.
In 2017, Elon Musk paid $65,000. In 2018, he paid no federal income taxes, likely due to the tax cuts that Donald Trump passed through Congress.
Gee, I wonder why he switched from Democrat to Republican.
And look, the way he's able to do that is because of his, he has his wealth in the stock market, and he basically borrows money and uses the resources he has in the stock market as collateral. So he never has to cash out those stocks. He never has to.
Because the money he got and that he spends in his life is not income, it's actually a loan.
Yes.
Technically.
Right.
So that way he doesn't have to pay any freaking taxes, he makes you pay it. But don't worry, he's on your side.
Yeah, and the interest rate on that loan is gonna be far lower than what his income tax would be, or even his capital gains tax would be.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So look, here, I'll give you another example. So first of all, capital gains being lower means that for the poor and the middle class, you don't have a lot of money to invest. So you investing in something and then holding it for a while and then getting money back is far, far, far less likely, and it's even if it happened, it's a much smaller percentage of your income. But for the rich, capital gains is a huge part of their income because most of their money comes from investments on money they already have, right? They have it, they invest, they make money, and they pay half of what the top bracket pays for salaries, for income.
Right.
Why? It's just to help the rich, and they say, oh, it's to stimulate investment. Really? You have all that money and you're not going to invest it?
Yeah,
no, you're going to invest it. Okay, don't invest it. I don't care.
You're going to put it in a savings account and it's going to lose value there?
No, you're not. Yeah. And Warren Buffett has said this 100 times.
Yeah.
He's like, any savvy investor invests no matter what. This is all garbage and nonsense. But I brought that up because it gets worse. Carried interest loophole applies capital gains to actual salary income of the bankers. Private equity guys, hedge funds, etc. There's no justification for it at all because they're not investing their money. They're investing other people's money and getting paid income for investing other people's money. They just cheat and they go, oh yeah, that'll encourage something. I don't care. I got money from these crooks and I'm a crook, so I'm gonna give them a giant tax cut even though they're the richest people in the world. And I'll make the sucker Americans pay more. By the way, Donald Trump, when he did the giant tax cuts for corporations and the rich last time around, said, oh no, it's okay because we're gonna get rid of all these loopholes. You know how many loopholes he got rid of? 0.
Yeah, he didn't get rid of any loopholes.
None. The carried interest loophole is still there. Nobody's making a big deal out of it. If I'm a Democratic leader, I say we're not going to cut a goddamn thing until you get rid of the carried interest loophole.
I know, but they're bribed by the same.
Exactly. So they're not going to do a damn thing about it. And there's a good chance that out of all their terrible proposals, etc., the one that passes is, as usual, tax cuts for the rich and corporations.
Guys.
And the Democrats will go, there was nothing we could do. Well, you have the filibuster, you could filibuster. Oh my God, there was nothing we could do.
No, I mean, it's already happened in my mind. Like there's no need in like hoping that they're not gonna do that. They're gonna do it. Because there's widespread agreement on both sides of the political aisle on this issue. Democrats pretend like they're against it, they're not. But I wanted to bring up one quick
thing on that, Anna.
Okay.
Just so you know, we're not just saying that. It's been around for decades. It was under Bush, Obama, Biden, Trump, both Republicans and Democrats. They love to rob you on behalf of their donors. If you think Obama was a saint, why didn't he get rid of it? Oh, Biden was so young, dynamic, and wonderful, FDR 2.0, why didn't he get rid of it? Because they're all crooks. Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.